What's up, guys? Coach Chandler here, Team Swole Patrol. Got a fantastically badass active recovery, metabolic conditioning based total body kettlebell routine for you today. But before I get to that, I want to get to why I'm actually doing this specific kettlebell only routine. And it's because of an Ask Chandler question that I just received and thought you'd like to hear my honest answer from. And speaking of Ask Chandler questions, if you do have one for me, simply leave that question in the comment section below and I'll give you a nice little shout out and give you an honest answer from my heart. All right, that's a promise. Now, let's get to today's Ask Chandler question and then get to that kick-ass kettlebell routine I promised. This one comes from one Michael C. He asks, "Hey, I just joined a badass new gym that has a ton of kettlebells. I want to try training exclusively with them and was wondering how you thought I could do that and what your general thoughts are on doing so in the first place." Michael, glad you asked because I get that question a lot. And it's not just based on kettlebells. It's also guys seeing some new trend in fitness like suspension trainers, battle ropes, bands, or any other type of gadget that they think is the new thing that will get them faster results with less effort. And typically with kettlebells, it's because they will see some UFC all access behind the scenes training of a guy who's doing exclusive kettlebell work before he climbs into the cage and gets his ass beat in, all right? And not that I'm knocking kettlebell training, because I absolutely love kettlebell training, but what I don't like about kettlebell training or any of the other gadgets out there is that a lot of people try to make them an exclusive form of training for speed, strength, explosiveness, building size, and increasing aerobic and anaerobic capacity. And it's just not the best way to go about doing so. Yes, you can build speed, strength, explosiveness, and overall better conditioned body by using kettlebells exclusively. But the better way to approach programming is to view it not as that Swiss Army knife, the one-size-fits-all piece of equipment that's all you need, but as a tool really for adding value to a program that's built around simple foundation of exercises that you get from barbells, dumbbells, and other simple objects that you find in any gym. So I will hook you up with a nice total body kettlebell routine that will really fit the mold of every type of training routine that I will do on a core lift day. It'll have a speed, core activation, and not a maximal strength, but a strength endurance based component to it. But overall, do not think that you can build optimal levels of all those attributes that an athlete needs or any lifter needs by simply using kettlebells exclusively. Throw them in with barbells, dumbbells, cables, bands, and that is going to be your best way to build yourself into that athletic ass-kicking machine that will look good while being able to kick ass. So that's my 2 cents. Try this routine out and I can guarantee you will find success with it, but please take my advice. Do not train exclusively with kettlebells. Train them as kind of like I'm doing in today's routine, more of a metabolic conditioning / active recovery routine that you do maybe once or twice a week, sandwiched in between your traditional core lift days that are built around your squat, bench, deadlift, and overhead press. All right, so as I told you, when I'm doing kettlebell work, I'm going to typically do it as an active recovery or metabolic conditioning based day, sandwiched in between days I do the core lifts. But for the sake of your asking, I'm going to show you how to build a routine built strictly on kettlebells themselves. And whenever that's the case, I'm always going to follow the same format. Start with a core activation based circuit, then work in some speed work, and after that go for the strength endurance / hypertrophy based work. So here is going to be the core activation work. Did those TRX fallouts for that anti-extension type routine or type exercise, and then doing a kettlebell carry circuit. So starting with that one kettlebell overhead, and then bringing it down to that front squat level, doing that, going back and forth, switching arms while maintaining tightness in the upper back as well as everything surrounding the spine, your core. It's just going to be a great way to really light that area up and prevent any of the power leaks that come about by not properly activating and insulating the muscles surrounding your spine. Okay, so if you're trying to get the most out of your performance and not just look like a beast but be able to perform like one too, you need to make sure you have a very strong, well insulated core, and these types of circuits are a fantastic way to do that. So start with that and then move into more of your simple speed and explosiveness based work. This is really the main thing I use kettlebells for. Simple movements like this, swings, snatches, high pulls, those are the things that I really focus my time and energy on. And it's because it's just a very simple movement, okay? Just simple hip extension there. It's a little bit tougher when you're doing a wide stance, double arm like that, but it's a fantastic way to really get good quality hip extension, glute activation, and just a fantastic way to tie that into building more of that speed and explosiveness that you need when doing any triple extension based event, or as a fantastic way to prime your body for doing either squats or deadlifts. Then after that, you have typically the kind of strength, endurance, hypertrophy, and metabolic conditioning style of training that you might see commonly if you walked into any CrossFit type facility. All right, so the main objective here is to focus on the simple movement patterns and do them in a high rep, high volume, high intensity manner that will not only just absolutely crush you time under tension wise for more hypertrophy, but also dramatically improve your work capacity in the muscles that make up the weak point areas of your core lifts in case you get a wild hair and decide to get back on the barbell core lift train. And finishing up, I could have very easily said just do some farmer's walks and regular ass kettlebell swings and high pulls, but I figured I needed a little bit more back work to kind of balance out the overhead work that I did. So I threw in a vertical pull via a good old-fashioned pull-up. Fantastic way to work on your grip strength, size in the biceps, upper back, lats, and the other thing, the way I see it, if a pull-up is good enough for the United States military, it is good enough for your ass to plug in too. Hey guys, thanks for checking out today's offering. If you dig the tips inside as well as the badass kettlebell routine that I hooked you up with in today's video, then do me a solid and hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on anything in the future. If you've got an Ask Mandler question that you'd like for me to answer via video, simply leave that right down there in the comments section. I'll get to it as soon as I can. And if you're building your own programs and are looking for a faster, more efficient way to build more of that dense, ripped, and powerful muscle mass that allows you to look good and be able to back it up with some seriously ass-kicking capabilities, turn yourself into that beast, then do yourself a favor right now. If you haven't done so already, pick up your free copy of the muscle building blueprint that I put together for you by clicking on this button right here, or if you're on a cell phone or a tablet, go down to the description area of the video and click on the first link that you see. When you do that, I'll take you to the free gift page, which outlines everything you're going to be getting with this kick-ass free gift, as well as what you need to do in order to get it emailed to you completely free of charge. Like I said, you're not going to have to spend a penny on this. Some valuable kick-ass tips that will take your game to the next level, guaranteed. Get on that right now. I promise you won't be disappointed. Until next time, keep it real, guys. Have a good one. Mandler, out.